What's the difference between Marvel's The Punisher and rapper Eminem? Well, one is a violent lunatic with a traumatic past, maligned by parents groups and adored by assholes, and the other is also all of those things. Hey heroes, I'm Josh from Panels to Pixels, and today we're taking a look at Eminem / The Punisher, the cringiest comic book I've ever read. Why? Well, because Venom Let There Be Carnage just came out, and when I think of Venom, the very first thing I think of is... And also because making needlessly niche videos about obscure comic book stuff that nobody cares about has been doing really well on my channel recently. In this 2009 one-shot published by Marvel Comics, Hitman meets Hitmaker in the crossover you didn't know you wanted. Because you don't. You don't want it, trust me, it's terrible. Coming off the back of a 3-year hiatus from the music biz, this comic was produced in association with American hip-hop magazine XXL to promote Eminem's album Relapse. The rapper even appeared as the Punisher for a photo shoot in the pages of XXL. As an almost 30-year-old man who talks about comic books on the internet, I would say I have a particularly high threshold for cringe. But this comic, man, whoo. You ever cringe so hard that you have like a visceral reaction? You know, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up and your toes curl and your testicles reascend into your abdomen. It's like your soul is shriveling up out of sheer secondhand embarrassment. In a story titled Kill You, the first of many laboured references to past Eminem songs, we open on a concert in the rapper's home city of Detroit. After the show, Eminem and his entourage are suddenly ambushed by Marvel's mascot of misplaced male rage. The Punisher makes like Netflix towards its trans employees and starts firing. Eminem flees and is ostensibly rescued by an old friend and pre-established Punisher villain called Barracuda. "The hell you doing here, homie? I ain't seen you since the battles back at the hip-hop shop," asks Eminem, to which the crop-top wearing, built-like-a-brick shithouse Barracuda responds, "Oh, you know, a little of this, murder for hire, a little of that, overthrowing small Central American governments." It's unclear at this point whether this version of Barracuda really is a Detroit rapper turned revolutionary freedom fighter, or if this is writer Fred Van Lente's attempt at witty dialogue. The thing is, humour is as much a part of Eminem's music as his trademark tongue-twisting tirades, or casual homophobia. And Marshall Mathers himself is a self-confessed comic book nerd. He's talked about how rediscovering his childhood love of superhero comics helped him get through rehab, and likely sparked this collaboration with Marvel in the first place. A goofy, campy superhero romp starring the greatest white rapper who wasn't a member of the Beastie Boys should have been a match made in heaven. And it's when this comic leans into full-on superhero silliness that it's at its most enjoyable, winking at the reader and gesturing towards the absurdity of the whole thing. But when it takes things a little too seriously, or leans too hard into edgy gangster territory, it just becomes patently obvious that it was written by a middle-aged white dude. For example, when the Punisher commits the cardinal sin of calling Eminem a rock star. Rockstar? F that. You don't want to f with Shady, cause Shady will f***ing kill you. Quoting the lyrics from his own song, Kill You, the rapper rages out in a flurry of pistol whips. It's cute, it's on brand I guess, but it's also cringe as f***, you know what I mean? Anyway, back to the story. The big twist is that the Punisher was actually there to save Eminem from Barracuda, who has been hired to kill the rapper. It was all just a big misunderstanding, you see. And when Eminem asks why the Punisher killed his entire entourage, which is a good question by the way, Castle explains that they pulled guns on him first, and he bets every single one of them had a criminal record. He bets? Why? Because they work for a rapper? Is it like a racial profiling thing? Barracuda does the whole villain speech thing and reveals that he was hired to snuff out Mathers by the Parents Music Council. Oh my god, give me a break. Did a 12-year-old write this? What? Those Bible-thumping bastards? Cries Eminem in disbelief. Sorry, Marshall. You are the encores. Ugh. Which brings us to, hands down, my favourite panel in the entire comic. Now, before I show it to you, you know what, nothing I can say can prepare you for this. So, here it is. Why does he look like this? The hits keep on coming as Barracuda references yet another Eminem song as part of his sinister soliloquizing. I suppose the idea is that he's quoting Marshall's lyrics back to him in like a mocking tone, but imagining how this would play out in real life, it would just be so awkward. Eminem somehow escapes from the boat and does the Charlie Brown sad walk along the ice until he finds a fisherman, who just so happens to be a die-hard Eminem stan, because of course he is, in this promotional Eminem comic. Slim Shady spots a chainsaw, his long-standing weapon of choice, and revs up for a climatic final fight. Barracuda doesn't put up much of a struggle and gets turned into mom's spaghetti, while the Punisher sets himself free. Frank Castle's code of honour is pretty flimsy at the best of times, but his hypocrisy is on full display here when he punishes Eminem for killing Barracuda. Like, Isn't that literally what you came here to do? Fortunately, the Punisher isn't totally without mercy and opts to leave Eminem stranded on a block of ice in what is presumably a frozen lake? The ocean? Are they still in Michigan at this point? Who knows? Who f***ing cares? Sorry I killed your homies, Marshall. Are you? Because you really don't seem it. As the Punisher sails off into the sunset, promising to pay a visit to the Parents Music Council for hiring a contract killer, Eminem's parting words are, "Do me a favor and tell him Shady sent you." The artwork on display here is generally pretty good. It's serviceable, you know. Salvador LaRocca, known for his work on X-Men, The Invincible Iron Man with Matt Fraction, and currently the artist on Marvel's Alien comic, he does an okay job with the material, that one panel notwithstanding. The colouring, on the other hand, has that very 2000s problem of being overly airbrushed. There's something about this kind of photorealistic rendering on top of a 2D line drawing that it's just never worked for me, and here it leaves every character looking like a mid-transformation Animorph. Add to that the fact that Eminem's face has very clearly been photo-referenced in every panel, plunging each depiction of him deep into the uncanny valley. When Netflix cancelled their Punisher TV show in early 2019, Eminem was so incensed that he took to Twitter to vent his frustration. And given that he's such a passionate comic book fan, I really can't help but wonder how he would have reacted to this comic. And look, I know ultimately this is just some promo fluff to stick in a magazine and hype up an album. I didn't go in expecting the next Watchmen or anything like that, but this shit is legitimately embarrassing. A truly terrible comic that I look forward to never having to think about ever again. And also, why does he look like this? Alright heroes, thanks for watching this video. This was a fun one to do. I enjoy doing these more casual comic book reviews, and I'm hoping to do more of this stuff in the future. If you want to see more stuff like this, then please subscribe, like this video, comment down below to let me know that you enjoyed it. You know, share it with people. All that stuff really helps me and the channel algorithmically, whatever that means. You know, it tells YouTube that you enjoyed the video and that more people should watch it, and you know, it chucks it out to them. Thank you especially to the people you're seeing on screen right now, the Patreons, and I look forward to seeing you again. Until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.